Hey, 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 Screenwriter's Journey kind of rhymes. Looking for anything I can, not to pass the time, but to kick off day 208 of the journey. So we're in the middle of this scene of Lexi and Jake trying to convince Rachel that Lexi and Jake have had this big falling out for the reasons that I discussed the day before. And then Rachel pulls a gun out of her purse. And at this point, I don't think, not that it matters 100%, but we never established where she got it. When you think about it, she could have either just had it, obviously. She could have stolen it from Holly if we had established that have we established that she had a gun? Wow. February 26th. I jumped ahead a couple of days. Hopefully I'm doing this in the right order. I have to be because that's where I ended it. So anyway, she's got a gun. She pulled it, and we don't know how crazy she is, if she would really use it or if she's trying to threaten or exactly what. So we go briefly to Abby and Luke. They have that little scene where Abby says she wants to borrow a car, which, don't get me started. So now it looks like I've gone backwards a little bit. What are you doing? Criminal says anything I told you. So this is the scene I've been working on. And so again, Lexi and Jake have cooked up this idea to sort of split themselves apart. So Rachel won't do anything to Jake. I'm sure glad I sped this up 5 times. So obviously he's defending Holly, but this is part of their plan, although maybe he would anyways. They're obviously banking on Rachel buying into this and sort of being in her state of mind. I guess my thought is that she wants so badly I was going to say she wants so badly for Lexi to like her and, consider her kind of a mom, which of course she is, that she would be blinded to the fact that Lexi would really have to be pretty stupid to believe it. Although I guess part of it is in her upbringing and her state of mind going into this. And I don't know that I've really super established that. I'd have to go back and look at the early parts of the script to see. I think that's something that I'm working on. All right, let's see. What do we do with him? Like to know, pull a gun. Where'd you get that? I grabbed it. So, okay, yeah, Rachel grabbed the gun from Ace and Clyde, or so she says. About kill. Yeah, so this is, and this, I don't know. Let's take a vote. Thumbs up. I guess you can't thumbs down anymore because they don't count them on YouTube. That's how long it's been since I started working on this script. They've taken away the dislike numbers, if not button. So, how'd you get away? I'll explain later. We gotta get out of here. Not a chance. So now I'm reworking this scene, but it's somewhat in vain. Not as in you're so vain, but in vain. There's several kinds of veins, aren't there? There's the veins in your body, but that's a different kind. There's the vein, like don't be vain, and you've done it all in vain, which is kind of not really the opposite, but I never really thought of that, I guess. So just rewriting this. I don't know based on what, because I haven't moved ahead and come back. So let's see. She takes the gun from Rachel. Yeah, I'm sure she would really do that. Not. Although, in their rehearsals, if you will, they didn't know that she was going to bring a gun in. So this is sort of ad-libbing. But Lexi, I guess to Lexi's credit, she took it away from Rachel in case Rachel was going to do something crazy or stupid, or this sort of takes that wild card out of there. And so Lexi is coming up sort of with, I don't know if this is on the spur of the moment or if this is something she and I love it how I say I don't know when I wrote this. I guess I have to, excuse me, I have to consider that. I should take those coughs out of there. It's a very bad production value, but it's raw and honest. So yeah, I think that Jake and Lexi have cooked this whole thing up, and now that the gun has been introduced, they have to figure out how to play it. And I think Lexi taking the gun away, and then I think their plan was to leave Jake there. Well, I know it is because I wrote it. But I guess that's one of those things. If the writer is questioning, what were these people thinking, and he doesn't know the answer, or she doesn't know the answer, then that's kind of bad news. Not that I'm completely rewriting this, but just in this short time of today's 208th day, I've been rewriting this scene like 3 times. So in this version, slaps him, turns away. Can we go now? So there's no gun, which is better. We'll be 100 miles away from us. So this way, Lexi's taking control of the situation, which structurally, this has got to be into the 3rd act. And where's Holly? Don't know. It's just kind of one of those funny, not funny of me thinking that I did all this writing. Although I have to say that line of Lexi's, if you do see Holly again, tell her thanks for absolutely nothing. That, I don't know if that sowed a seed when I wrote it or when I read it back, but I must tell you that is going to play a semi-key factor moving forward. And, it's sort of therapy for me. I don't know about you when you do your writing, but it's I don't know about therapy is the right word, but for yourself and for the characters to write out their dialogue and get inside their heads and find out what they're thinking. And sometimes you kind of stumble on little bits that, even if they don't work there, the sentiment of what they're saying, their motivation of why they said it, why you thought to make it come from their lips, as it were, at that moment. That is kind of, in this case anyways, that line, that's kind of a important bit. And like I said, I don't know if that, at what point I realized that really is sort of a key thing that I want to build on moving forward. We'll see how it pans out. Reaches in her purse, pulls out a gun just in case. So this, could Rachel do this? Would she do this? She just did, according to me. And so at some point, if you do see Holly, tell her things for nothing. She hurries off. So the question would be, would Lexi know that Jake has been shot? Would Rachel tell her the truth? Because obviously she's going to hear the gunshot. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is, where, depending exactly where Jake got shot, is he going to die? And so I don't know if it was at this moment or at some point, I started looking up like gut shots, and I would Google stuff like, where's the safest place to be shot? Or what place can you be shot that does the least damage? Rachel's line of put the fear of God in him is kind of an interesting, that obviously could mean at least a couple things. Oh, man, and then I went and changed it. So Rachel's basically telling Leah a lie that, no, I didn't shoot him. I just, scared him so he wouldn't try anything. Excuse me. Whether Rachel believes him or whether Lexi believes her or not, of course, is another matter. And so now there's always, this time thing. So we're hearing the gunshots echo in that scene on the dirt trail with Holly. And so we know that it would have had to take place sooner than it did if we were going totally linearly. But we'll have to talk about linearly tomorrow, because 208 days in, it's come to an end. Thanks for hanging in there.